Some of you may be familiar with the left brain, right brain concept. Down through the years, this concept has been used to help us understand why some of us are more artsy and intuitive, and others are more scientific and analytical. The problem with the concept, which states that the dominant hemisphere of our brains drives everything we do in life, is that it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it can limit rather than illuminate. While it's true we all have preferences for, say, creating art, or crunching numbers. These are only preferences and they're not hardwired, which is what the left brain, right brain concept would imply. Some of you may know this guy, Ansel Adams. He was arguably America's finest landscape photographer. His images of the American West are iconic, and his eye for light and contrast was unparalleled. You could say that Ansel Adams worked almost exclusively from the creative hemisphere of his brain, and you would be wrong, because he had to understand chemistry and mechanics and optics. So was he a techie with an eye for beauty? Or was he an artist with a grasp of technology? Albert Einstein was certainly at home with numbers, but he had to visualize the unknown in ways that could only be described as creative. Was he a visionary or a techie? If either of these men had succumbed to the idea that they were incapable of working in different realms, we would never have heard of them. This is worth sharing with you because this idea that we're pre-wired for certain types of work can have a brutal effect on our careers. Let's say you do great design work. Everyone loves you, your style, your speed, everything. But when it comes time to write the underlying code for a client's website, you tell them, I just make pretty things. I'm a designer. I'm the creative type. A few days later, your client has found someone who can do both. They can design like crazy, and they can write perfect code. You're out of luck. This is where the world is headed. Your comfort zones, your limitations, they're not necessarily shared by your competition. Be very cautious about confusing your preferences with your actual abilities. There's a brief reading on the left brain, right brain myth right after this video. Please read it and take it to heart.